Welcome in, my friends, to Studio de Jeffrey, where today's Cowboy topics include Dak Prescott, Troy Aikman on Tom Brady and how that applies to Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper with some good news, quick mailbag. We got all sorts of goodness for you today, so welcome. It's nice to see you or hear you, or I guess I don't see you, and you can see me, or maybe you're just listening. I don't know. Here's the first thing I want to talk about today, okay? Obviously, you cannot compare people to Tom Brady, right? He's won all the freaking Super Bowls. But there is one way in which I do want to compare Dak Prescott to Tom Brady. And don't kill me for it before I've gotten to say the words, for crying out loud. So, Tom Brady on The Shop, he was talking about the NFL offseason, and a story I saw today is like Troy Aikman was amazed and shocked at what Tom Brady said. Because Tom Brady was talking about back in May, when the NFLPA was calling for players to stay away from off-season workouts, Tom Brady got on a teleconference and he said that the NFL needs to stop pushing players so hard during the offseason if the league isn't willing to cut down on the number of workouts. He said, quote, "We shouldn't have overly competitive drills in May and June." Brady said via the Boston Globe, "There's no bleeping pro baseball player that's throwing 95 miles per hour in the middle of December." Okay, now, I will apply this to Dak, but first you have to understand something about Tom Brady. Tom is lying. This is a Tom Brady, Bill Belichick special. Bill Belichick will tell you how great every opponent he's about to play is, while behind closed doors he's giggling about how he's going to win by 40. And he'll tell you that he doesn't use analytics, while the Patriots are at the forefront of analytics. What Tom Brady is doing here is cheering for himself to get more Super Bowls. Because, sure, you guys should not have to work out as a team. We should have no off-season workouts. You kidding me? Our bodies are pushed too darn hard. And you know why Tom Brady says that? Because he will be working out, and he will be working out with teammates, and they will be getting better. And he would love it if the NFL rules said that other teams didn't have to work out. That would make Tom Brady incredibly happy. And that brings me to Dak. Look, I know people are going to debate this, and there are Dak haters out there because some people are silly, right? But you have a really good quarterback whose leadership qualities are top-notch, and there's a reason he built a football field in his backyard. I want to hear Dak Prescott be the next quarterback who backs up Tom Brady, who's like, I agree. It's really important for player safety and to make sure that everybody's able to be healthy for camp. We shouldn't have very much going on in the offseason. And you know why Dak should say that? Because Dak and his teammates are working out. The football field in Dak's backyard, it does not stay empty. He and his teammates are working. So when players are talking about, oh, yeah, we shouldn't have to work out, there's all sorts of different players in the NFL. Some guys want to have practices, want to work all the time, and they love it. Some guys happen to be good at football, and they'll do what they have to do to get their generational wealth, pass that on to their family, and then go do whatever they want. And that is all fine and dandy. I support everybody trying to make all their money and do whatever you want. Now, you do have one of the guys that during the offseason is going to get better. Like for Dak, I think if I go over like the last 2 or 3 years, each year I've had one thing where I'm like, man, I wish he would get better at that. And one year it was deep ball accuracy. And the next year, holy cow, he's one of the most accurate deep ball throwers in the league. Then it was, hey, stop taking so many dang sacks. And so what did he do? Next year, stop taking so many sacks. So this year, my mantra is better ball placement on crossing routes. Like now I'm getting nitpicky. Like give me a better chance at yak on my crossing routes. Put it right where it needs to be. And you have the sort of quarterback who's going to work on those sorts of things. You have the sort of quarterback that, much like Tom Brady, even if he said that he's not, he and his team are busting ass to get ready in his backyard. So I just thought that was interesting that Tom Brady would say that, because Tom Brady is really good at that. He's really good at lying to try to create a competitive advantage for himself. And regardless of what you think about the Cowboys quarterback, he is a guy that's creating an advantage for you, because when other teams aren't working, he and his guys, they are. It's still going to come down to, can their defense be worth crap, but we shall see. Next thing, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper didn't take part in the OTAs and stuff. Like, he was there, but he was not practicing because he had an ankle surgery over 5 months ago, and it was still apparently irritated, which sent alarm bells off everywhere. It sent alarm bells off with me, like, holy cow, if it's not ready yet, when's it going to be ready? But you also have to consider, with Amari Cooper, he plays through everything, so when it's time to play football, he'll play football, and if something doesn't feel great, fine. Don't practice. But still kind of alarming that you're not full go 5.5 months after a surgery to repair an ankle, and maybe it'll never be okay. But stories started popping up where it's like, oh, Amari Cooper might not be ready for training camp, or he won't be ready for training camp, and he's not going to be able to go. Well, I heard Todd Archer this morning talking about it, and he said everything is on point for him to be ready for the first day. So let it rest. Don't worry about it. We'll see you when will we be there? In about 3 weeks. And Amari Cooper should be rocking and rolling. The Cowboys should be rocking and rolling, and we'll have ourselves a good time, all right? Now, just one mailbag question today because it applies to something we talked about on the radio yesterday, 105.3 The Fan, and on the Odyssey app. And Darren said, and you can leave in the comments on youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh if you have a question. I also want to know this is from Dan Orlovsky, the 3 things you need when you go to a movie theater, is either as a kid or as an adult. Mine hadn't changed. Big cherry Coke, big popcorn with layered butter, little popcorn, little butter, little popcorn, little butter, little popcorn, little butter, and a pickle. That would be my 3, but leave your 3 in the comments, youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh. Darren said, I have a topic. Israel Mukwamu at safety. What's his chances of seeing time? And how critical is starting field position going to be this year? Starting field position is important every year. Your 8-8 year, you need to look no further. Your offense played really, really well, but the 8-8 year, look no further than your average starting field position was one of the worst in football. You had a bad punter, you had a bad kicker, and so suddenly the field is flipped by, depending on who you're playing, 8 to 10 yards on average that the other team does not have to go to score, and you do. And that's why you went 8-8. Mukwamu at safety is interesting because I was talking to Mike Fisher yesterday, or he was on the program, as he is every day at 3:20, and he was talking about how we may be overhyping this rookie class. And I do disagree with that because I haven't been over the moon optimistic about this rookie class. But the question is, like, how many of them are going to make the team? And the answer in the NFL, we can do this pretty quickly, I believe. Micah Parsons will make the team. Kelvin Joseph will make the team. Oso Odighizuwa will make the team. Chauncey Golston will make the team. Nashawn Wright will make the team because they were picked in the first 3 rounds. Those guys make teams. That's 5. Jabril Cox will make this team. That's 6. And then you start looking and you say, okay, other guys, maybe not. But Quentin Bohanna, 6th-round pick, you really don't have another D-tackle like him. And if they want to have a 340-pounder on the roster, then your draft pick probably has a pretty decent chance. So I would say he will probably make the team. Simi Fehoko, wide receiver, Stanford. I think he will probably make the team. Or maybe you could drop him into possible / probable, and that's where I would put the offensive tackle Josh Ball as well. And then outside of that, you get to Israel Mukwamu, cornerback / safety out of South Carolina. I wouldn't be asking the question, will he be seeing playing time? I would be asking the question, will he make the team? Because I've already named Parsons, Joseph, all 3 third-rounders, Jabril Cox, Quentin Bohanna, Fehoko. That's 8 rookies already making your team. And then Mukwamu, Ball, that would be 9 or 10. And then you get the Nebraska center. How many are going to make it? I do think it'll be at least 7, possibly 8, and maybe even 9. But for guys who are picked in the 6th round, I'm not really thinking about how much playing time is he going to get. I'm thinking, is he going to make the team? So that is your Cowboy topics of the day. Send me your movie theater things. What do you get while you're in there? What are you, a Sour Patch Kid guy? I like Sour Patch Kids. You guys remember the straws that had like the sugar on the outside, but they were hollow in the middle, but they were like the Twizzler kind of makeup? I would use that to drink my cherry Coke if they had those. That's how I would kind of get down. All right. What is today? Today's Wednesday. Put me some Jeopardy categories. 420 today on 105.3 The Fan. Put me some Jeopardy categories in the comments on YouTube. And what did I say? Leave the movie stuff. There was something else. Oh, Wednesday's therapy day. So I'm about to be headed to therapy. Get you some. Every human could use some therapy. It's kick-ass. Remember, you have no idea what anybody is going through. So be cool to everybody. And I love you. Bye.